Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is able to hear me and everyone is able to see my screen. If
Yes,
possible, can someone please confirm if you're able to hear me clearly and able to see my screen?
Yes, Fiji.
everything is
Yes,
fine.
yes.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
So yesterday, what we have done is we discussed about introduction to Angular. After that, we discussed about installation of Angular. After that, we created a small project and we run the code. Okay, this is what we discussed in yesterday class. Now I'm going to explain Angular page lifecycle. This is what I'm going to discuss for today. Angular page lifecycle. So how to create a new project, guys? How to create a new project, guys?
Ng new project name.
ng new project name. Like ng new Ashok IT. That's what we gave, right? Yesterday?
Yes.
New Ashok IT. This will create a project. This will create a web application project with all dependencies. With all dependencies. This will create a web application project with all dependencies. All dependencies means whatever the dependencies we require, that all dependencies it will have here. And it comes with some default code. It comes with some default code. Okay? And ng-serve is the command. What is the command here? ng-serve is the command
To run
which
Angular application.
compiles. Instead of compiles, what we can call transpiles. ng-serve is the command which will transpile and generate some JS files, which will be pushed to browser. And browser will execute the JS file and displays the output. ng new project name, which is the project name over here. Okay. ng new is the project name where it is going to have here typically. And ng-serve is a command which is going to take care about that. Right? After that, ng-serve is the command. Okay. It displays the output. It will deploy it will start the node server on port number 4200. When we launch HTTP localhost colon 4200, it displays the web page. And output of the web page does not match with what? View source, which indicates that It's a client-side driven, client-side architecture framework. It's a client-side architecture framework. Okay. Complete web page. Complete web page processed at client side. And server will only generate the respective JS files. Respective JS files over here. Right, sir? So far clear, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. After that, now we'll go further, guys. This is what we discussed so far, guys. This is what we discussed so far. Any question, guys, before I proceed further? As of now, any question so far?
Sir, yeah,
Sir, whoever is speaking, sir, it's your internet connection is very, very poor. We are not able to hear your voice. Please always use a proper internet. Don't disturb yourself and don't disturb the class. We are not able to hear a small word from you guys. This guy is not able to hear.
your voice is clear, sir. No problem.
No, it's not about my voice. Some person is asking question, SIDKR. He is speaking, but he is not able, he is connected to low mobile data. He is having low frequency connection on internet. Please, it's a request. Whoever is connecting to online class, you should have a proper internet connectivity, proper headset. Don't disturb the
Hello.
class and don't disturb yourself. Okay? Right.
Yes, sir. I think my internet was good now. So, what was my question? Like ng server command, like it is generating the JS file, right?
Correct.
And it was
Exactly.
required us to execute like manually, like we are executing, right? So my
Correct.
question is here: when we compile our code, right? So at the time it had to auto taken care of that part, right?
Yes.
Why it was expecting us to execute this command explicitly?
Which command, ng sir?
ng server is command which will
Sir,
generate
you should
the
at
JS
least
file.
you should tell, right? My coding is done. Okay. Now you compile and run the code. At least some command should be there, right? For example, you have a question. You have a question in your mind. Why Vijay should tell you that? Any questions? Any questions? Because there's a thing, right? I have done my code. And
Okay.
I need to tell that, hey, I'm done. Please compile now and run the code. It's not about an extra command actually. It's a simple, it's a normal process. In a .NET, in Java, everything is, I write a code. Whenever I write a code, it immediately executes the outputs. No, right? We need to compile, we need to run that, right? Okay, right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, guys.
Sir, yesterday we saw the example where the partial web page processed, right, sir? Not the complete web page processed at client side when we saw the source code. But here, whatever is written is like, kind of other way, right, sir?
What do you mean by what is a partial code? I didn't use the word partial. How you know that it's a partial page?
When you saw the source code yesterday, compared to NDTV and compared to our application code, our
It's not
application
partial.
source code.
Completely, it is not matching. Why are you thinking a partial? First of all, it's not at all matching. For example, if 10 lines is displayed, if 5 lines are matching, then you can say partial. None of the lines is matching, right?
Right, sir. So the statement here you written is complete web page processed at client side, right, sir?
Correct.
It should be incomplete, right? Instead of complete. That's what is my confusion, sir. Because we are not able to see any code yesterday, right? Like main.js is somewhere underneath, and we are not able to see anything in the source code yesterday.
What is the meaning of complete page processed at client side? What is the meaning here? What is the meaning of complete page is processed at client side is main.js is coming to browser. client is executing the main.js and it gets the output. It gets the output. That is meaning of processing. That's the meaning of processing here. 1 second, guys. 1 second, please. Yeah, I'm sorry. So when complete web page is processed at client side means it is not about displaying. It is about main.js is coming to client side and the client browser execute the main.js and displays the output. That is the meaning of processing.
Okay, sir. In case of
Whereas-
NDTV,
Whereas NDTV,
right, sir.
server is giving the page to you. Completely NDTV server is giving the page to you. That's why view source is matching. What is view source? The entire view source is coming from NDTV server, right? Whenever the NDTV server output is matching with view source, that means server processed. It is server is getting processed here. Whereas Angular page, view source is not at all matching. Server is not giving anything. Server is only giving JS files. Client is executing at a browser side and client only forms the page. That's the meaning of complete web page processed at client side. And server only will generate the respective JS files. Server will not create any body tag. Server will not create any body tag. Body tag will be formed at client side. This is what I told. Okay?
Right, sir. It will give the JS page and it will be
Correct.
processed on the browser side on the client. Okay,
Exactly.
sir. Okay.
Exactly. Now is clear, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. Right. Now, I'll go to this code here, guys. Ashok IT. ng serve, or you can type ngs also fine, sir. You no need to type serve. ngs also fine. ng serve. Instead of yes serve, you can type s also.
Vijay sir.
Yes.
Sir, this is Ravindra. I have one small question, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, whenever we were trying to serve the application, it is asking to render application from the server side. What does it mean, sir?
By default, it's not about running the code. It is creating the project type.
Yeah.
Whenever you create a project type, not at runtime.
Okay.
So by default, whether you want a page come from server or whether you want to at a client side. Just now I mentioned, right? Angular is a client side framework, right?
Yes.
Just now I explained what is a client side framework, right? Means I want completely client should take care. Client means what? Browser.
Yeah.
Browser should take care. Where our Angular server should not form the body tag. Dynamically at client side it is going to tell you. Okay. So whether you want Angular to take care at client side or server side. If server side means regular approach only, where Angular server is giving body tag and the entire body tag will come and view source will match here. But I don't want that because I want to reduce the burden on the server. Make
Okay.
sense?
And second thing, sir, in general, real time, all the projects would be getting disabled this one, right? By default.
Which one getting disabled?
I mean, this rendering from server side.
Yes. Rendering from server side is almost disabled. No, it's not like we cannot say like that. Most of the projects at client side, but some projects are at server side because of there is a chance. But I'll explain that we are at a beginning stage. I don't want to confuse the server side. As of now, client side. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Till you inform, we'll be deciding for client side.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Right. Now, guys. Sir, my application is working and I'll show you body tag, guys. View source. It does not have any body tag. It has a body tag, but body tag is contain what? JS files. Body tag is containing what? JS files, right? Sir, what is this file, sir? what is view source and what is this file? I'll go to code, sir. I'll find index.html. Single page application. I told right in the demo classes. You people remember, guys? Single page application. You people remember that?
Yes, sir.
Where maybe I'll wherever I write, I'm going to go further here. 1 second, guys. Angular demo, whatever I wrote here, right? So this is what I explained at the time of demo. Where it will having a single page application, a index.html, which is there in this src folder, guys. You're able to see index.html in src folder? Yes or no? Now, I'll do some changes, guys, here. Ashok IT, Amirpet. What I did, sir? Ashok ID, Amirpet I added. I saved this. It is reflected, right, sir? It's a head title of the web page, right? Ashok IT, Amirpet, is it reflected? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
I'll remove now. Ashok IT Software Institute. It's reflected, right? Automatically. So, if I do any changes in index.html, it is getting reflected, right? Automatically it is getting reflected, right? For example, I'm writing h1 tag. Hello, Ashok IT. I'm writing here. Hello, Ashok IT, I'm right here. You're able to see that, right, guys? Now I'll see the view source, guys. Now I'll show you the view source. I got my code right. I got my code right. H1 hello Ashok IT. Ashok IT Software Institute. You got it right? Now, what is your understanding? What exactly you are understanding right now? If I do any changes in the index.html, index.html is matching with view source. Index.html is matching with view source. Correct, right? Just now we saw, right? For
Yes.
example, I'll write one more tag. H2, how are you? You saw how are you, right? You're able to see that, right, guys? So whatever I write in index.html, it is matching with view source. Will you agree with me? I changed the title. I changed the body tag. But if I write anything in index.html, it is not a correct way. It is not a correct way. So I'm removing here. Assuming that there is a section here, AppRoot, sir. Do you know anything about AppRoot, sir? Do you know anything about AppRoot? I don't know, sir. I'll remove this, guys. What I did, sir? I removed AppRoot. Now entire page is gone, sir. Do you see my page? My entire page is gone. Yes or no?
Yes,
if I
sir.
keep AppRoot, now my page is back. So What is that actually? App root is loading the page. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
App root is loading the page. Wait, what is this app root? What exactly this is?
It is the main component in the Angular.
One second, I'll explain, sir. Okay? Once I'll explain it actually. Okay? Right. I'll write one more app root. I'll save it. But app root, again one more app root. That's it, right? No change, right? One time it displayed, that's it. If I remove this app root, for example, I'm writing app Ashok, app Ashok. I'm removing this. App Ashok, app Ashok. I got a page. I didn't get any page. If you see through the console, the selector app root is not there. It is telling that app root is not there. The selector app root did not match with any elements. My Angular is giving app root, but you don't have app root. That's the meaning here. App root is mandatory here. If I keep app root, then it is loading the page here. No
Sir,
errors
one
in the
So
question.
if
console.
we are defining the
Sir, first point is, let me explain, sir. Sometime I will explain. Okay? We'll take the questions after I am done. Okay? First of all, let me explain some 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Then you can ask the question. Because I have not
Okay,
explained
sir.
anything, right, sir? I'll take all the questions. I'll not miss even a single question. But just wait some time. If at all, if I'm not covering your question, you can ask. Okay? I mean, I'm not telling don't ask anything. Just like it's our class, just to making sure that everyone should be following me. If some person asking, it will distract, right? Please don't mind. Everyone I'm telling, I'll teach 10 minutes. After that is over, one topic I'll take, I'll teach. And if you have any questions, I'll take 5 minutes. Then we'll slowly, like that we'll go. Okay? Right. Now, as of now, what I'm thinking here, if I change anything, right? If we change any code in index.html, which is available in SRC folder, automatically changes are reflected in the web page. In the changes are reflected in the web page. If you change any code in index.html, which is available in SRC folder, automatically changes are reflected in the web page. This is called as single page. Index.html is a single page. Single page. And it's the placeholder for body tag. It's a placeholder for body tag here. What's the meaning of placeholder? Sir, my Angular server is giving a simple plain index.html with a simple content. This file will give to browser. A small HTML file that is coming from server. Server is giving this HTML file and JS files. Browser will execute those JS files. After executing the JS files, app root will be defined. It finds the definition of app root. It finds the definition of app root. Correct, right? For example, sir, simple point here. I am asking my son or daughter, 12 nines are something. What is that 12 nines are? What she'll do? 12 ones are 2, 12 twos are 24, 12 threes are 36, 12 fours are 48. And slowly she will calculate in her mind and she'll go to 12 nines are finally 108. That's what she'll tell, right? In the similar way, first it will give index.html, sir. Whenever I ask localhost 4200, it will give index.html file by default. And index.html is having app root section, right, sir? And how to find the app root section? How to find the app root section? It will execute the JS file.
In
Man-
app.component.ts.
Sir, first of all, I'll go there, sir. I mean, if you people have an advanced knowledge, just keep it with you. Others will confuse, right, sir? You only know app.component.ts. Others don't know, right, sir? If you have extra knowledge, keep it with you, please, because others will confuse. Okay? Right. So, what I'm trying to say here, app root definition that will come to browser when they execute the JS files. Now they got output. That output will be placed between body tag. How this output is going to come? When client is executing, right? When client is executing is a placeholder of the body tag, and Angular server sends this index.html and JS files to browser, and browser executes the JS files and loads the app root section, and which is placed dynamically in index.html. That's the meaning over here. So if we change any code in index.html, which is available in src folder, automatically changes are reflected in the web page. This is called as a single page. And it is a placeholder for any body tag. And Angular sends this index.html and JS files to browser, and browser will execute those JS files and load the app root section, which is placed dynamically in index.html. That's why if I'm removing app root, if I remove app root, right, sir? But Angular is generating app root definition, but it where to keep, it doesn't have, right? Where to keep, it doesn't have a placeholder. That's why it is displaying the empty page here. Now I'm going to explain how app root is delivered. What exactly app root? How it is going to come? What is the arc? How it is going to generate? That is what my next point. So far clear? Any questions as of now? My point is I am going to explain app root definition. How app root is coming, how app root is coming over there, how it is executing, all those things I am going to explain. As of now, I told, third point is single page application. If I do any change, it reflects, and it is loading the dynamically body tag via app root section. Is that clear to everyone?
Sir, Vijay sir,
Sure.
if we want to make index.html as our custom one, how we can make it, sir?
By default, sir, we know we don't have that kind of custom. We don't require actually. Because what is that we need, sir? What is that we need here?
I mean,
Dynamic. Let me explain. I want a client-side architecture, and I don't need anything index.html, because if I'm doing something, then index.html is come. I need actually. It's just a placeholder for me, because I'm only giving body tag, right?
yes,
Only body tag cannot be delivered, right?
yes.
So what is it actually? I need a sample HTML file without body tag. Index.html is only a placeholder for body tag, because only body tag cannot be given to the things, right?
Yeah.
That's why index.html, we don't read any customization. If you do customization, everything you will do in body tag only, right?
Yeah.
Any customization you need to do in body tag only, you need to do that, right?
Yes.
The body tag is coming from app root. Then
Okay.
what customization will you do in index.html? No, right?
Nothing.
Yeah. Good. Yes.
Sir, one
Sir, can
question
you
from me. Sir, app-root folder, app-root component, if we are like keeping 2 time, right? So it's supposed to render 2 time, right?
I'll explain, sir. I'm not done that
Oh,
actually. I've not done that
oh.
actually. Okay, I'm going to explain. Right? Yeah.
Sir,
Okay.
one question from my side, sir. Can
Yeah.
you go to that index.html one more time, sir? Because I don't see that hello anywhere where that hello is populating from, sir.
Sir, I'll explain, sir. Where is that
Okay,
hello is coming here? This hello, I'll explain that,
yeah,
right?
right,
I'll
right.
explain
And
that.
can you change one more time, sir? I'm a little confused about this concept, sir. When you changed it, it changed something here, right, sir? Can you change one other time, sir? Because I don't, I
Sir,
did not
first of all,
understand the
I
concept.
told this is 4 times and this is a 5th time. Please don't ask the same question. Just now I shown. Again, you are asking, can you show me once again?
No, sir, because I'm not able to find the hello. Now I don't know where this Asokite is coming, and I'm not able to map together those two concepts. That's where I'm confused. I don't know
First
where
of
this
all, I didn't
Kangaraj is coming
explain, right?
also.
I didn't explain, right? How hello it Ashokite is coming. If I don't explain, how you'll come to know?
No, you changed something, right, sir? The text, how
That
it
is
is
what I'm
changing?
telling, sir. You change something means please observe the class clearly. What I
Yeah,
changed here, I'll ask others also. What I changed here, I changed in the title.
okay.
That's what I'm telling you. Please observe the class
So where that
clearly.
is reflecting, sir? Where it is reflecting, sir? That I'm
Where
not
the
able to
title will change, sir. Where the title is reflecting.
in the title section, sir.
Correct. Where is the title section? Where
Yeah,
title will be
that's
there for HTML page?
on the top, sir.
Correct, right?
Yes. Can you show
Sir,
that exactly? Where is that section, sir? I kind of lost, sir.
why you are losing, sir? First of all, this is not one time, sir. I'm really telling, sir. Please don't waste your time, entire class time. Okay? Please observe the class clearly. You are already I explained. Again, so where is the title is going? I am changing to Ashok IT.
Okay, sir.
Where is this title? Is Ashok IT title is coming, right?
Oh, at the top over there. Okay, sir. Okay. Makes sense, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Please.
Yeah, because I'm not very good on the front end side, sir. I'm a beginner. That's why I'm asking simple questions, and that is the reason I'm in the training also,
That's
sir.
fine, sir. That's
I'm
fine.
not
First of
having
all,
knowledge like you, and I just that's the only reason I'm asking the questions, sir. Not to divert the class or disturb you or anything like that.
I told the minimum prerequisite is HTML, right? To join this course, minimum prerequisite is HTML, right? Minimum
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
prerequisite HTML.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know
Okay.
HTML, sir. Only trying to tie together all these concepts because we are learning first time. I'm trying to
Just like
understand.
you need to justify yourself, sir. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Just like I'm placing a title tag, you're not able to follow, and you're telling that I'm a beginner, I don't know. I told clearly minimum HTML. I'm not going to cover in HTML topics here. Okay. Please, kindly.
Yeah, I understand, sir.
Thank
When
you.
you
I don't want to
hover over
distract.
there, I can
Okay.
see that, sir.
Excuse
Yeah,
me,
thank you,
guys.
sir. Thank you.
Vijay, can you leave last 10 minutes for doubts?
Yes,
Not
yes,
in between.
yes.
It's not
Uh,
like, sir, because I'm explaining a topic, right, sir? Because some people will have a questions, right? So maybe we'll see that actually. Okay. This is first times only. This is the first times only these questions will come. After that, questions will not come. Because when I'm explaining something, right, and if you're not able to take the questions, right, that's what, okay. But I'm telling guys, again to everyone, not only to Praveen, can you teach me again? I lost it. I lost my internet connectivity. Can you teach me again? These things are, please don't expect. I am only taking 1 hour. All people are listening to me. Everything is important. Okay. Right. Next, guys. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to define app root section. Okay. Yes. Next thing is app root section I'm going to define here. Okay. How app root is defined over here. How app root is defined here. Right. Now, if I see this particular page here, I shown right in the sources page, in the main.js, right, sir? In the main.js, in the browser, how to open that browser? Control-Shift-I. There's a command. In the browser, there is a tab called as sources. in the sources main.js. If I type here, hello, comma, you're able to see that, right? Hello, comma over here. Congratulations. You're able to see that, right? Congratulations, your app is running. Right? Ashok IT. So, lot of Ashok ITs here. Yes. This is a title which is giving Ashok IT. Right? So, what is it I'm trying to explain? This entire page is coming from main.js. My view source is not matching. My main.js is having the content, so which is matching with this main.js. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here, whatever I'm seeing this page, it is exactly matching with main.js. Okay. How main.js is going to come here? Sir, in TypeScript, TSC, some program name.ts, TSC, some program name.ts, right? So that it will generate JS file, right? In the similar way, I have main.ts. You're able to see, sir? You're able to see main.ts?
Yes.
Everyone is saying main.ts, right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Main.ts, it is transpiling, giving main.js actually. Okay? So, by default, the first section to find the app root definition, Angular will main.js will be given and browser will execute main.js. How main.js is going to come? I have a page called as main.ts. I have a page called as a main.ts. What is main.ts, sir? I'm confusing. Lot of things are here. I don't understand anything, right? It will be difficult for you for the first time. And slowly I will inject this complexity. First I'll explain small words. Then after that I will increase the speed. Okay? Main.ts is loading app component. Main.ts is loading app component as well as app config. As of now, we'll ignore app config, sir. We'll ignore this. We don't want to discuss app config. We'll discuss at later point, not now. Okay? When I'm learning for the first time, right? I cannot learn all the things in one day. Slowly, one by one, we'll learn. Our first agenda is app component. Okay? Bootstrap. What is Bootstrap, sir? What is the meaning of Bootstrap?
Setting.
Loading.
Framework.
Loading. Bootstrapping means loading. Loading. That is the meaning of, okay? What I am writing in main.ts is load the app component. Bootstrap the app component. That is what I wrote in the main.ts. Sir, why app component? What is this actually? First of all, I'll explain that. But main.ts, what code I wrote here? Load app component. That is what I wrote in main.ts. How I wrote here? I declared app component and bootstrapping app component. This is what I wrote here. But what is component, sir? What is the meaning of component here? Okay, what is the meaning of component here? Which I am going to explain here. So, what is the next point I am going to write here? Whatever the output we are seeing on the browser, it's matching whatever the output we are seeing on the browser, it's matching with main.js file. And main.js will be generated from main.ts file. Generated from, which is available in src folder. Main.ts file is available in src folder itself. Main.ts mainly bootstraps, loads. Main.ts mainly bootstraps or loads app component. Okay. Now, what is app component? App component is a root component in Angular. App component can be referred as root component in Angular. Okay. So main.ts mainly bootstraps the app component. Bootstrapping means loading. That is the code I wrote here. App component is called as a root component. First of all, what is component, sir? What is the meaning of a component? We call a web page as a component in Angular. In our web page, in regularly we call web page, right? In Angular, we call that as a component. Generally, just like it's to understand easily, I'm correlating that. A component is called as a web page. For example, if you want to create 10 web pages, you can create 10 components, something like that. You can think of like that, okay? But I'll explain slowly, not now. But a component should reflect as a web page. But what it contains? A component contains total 3 files, which are HTML, DOM entries, CSS. I explained this, right? Style sheet entries, and 3 is a TypeScript, business logic. A component contains 3 files, guys. HTML, CSS, and TypeScript. Okay? Like app component is also having same, right, guys? App component will also have 3 files. app.component.html, HTML file, comma, app.component.css, CSS file, and app.component.ts, TypeScript file. It's going to have a TypeScript file here. Right? So what I'm trying to say here, main.ts loads app components. Main.ts loads app component. App component can be referred as root component. Okay? App component can be referred as a root component. And what is a component? A component can be referred as a web page. Okay? A component contains 3 files, guys. HTML file, CSS file, and TypeScript file. So these 3 files, like that, the naming conventions are clear naming conventions. Component name dot, component dot, type of the file. Component name app dot, component dot HTML, HTML file. App dot, component dot CSS, CSS file. app.component.ts TypeScript file. This is a app component is there here. Okay. Now, at runtime, okay, sir. At runtime, all three files of app component, okay, will be merged into main.ts. All these are merged. Three files are merged into main.ts. And main.ts transpiles to main.js and delivered to browser. At runtime, what is going to happen, sir? All three files, app.component.html, app.component.css, app.component.ts, all these three files merged into main.ts. Because I wrote a main.ts, right? Load app component, that's what I bootstrap the app component, right? And main.ts transpiles to main.js. And main.js will be given to browser. Okay. So, whatever the code we write, inside these three files, which three files, guys? app.component.html, app.component.ts, app.component.css. Whatever the code we write inside these three files will be available in main.js. Whatever we write inside app.component.html, app.component.ts, app.component.css, all these are available in main.js. Okay. Now we'll see that, guys, here. Now we are going to see that. In app, there is a folder called as app, right, sir? You're able to see a folder. Index.html is a single page. Main.ts is what? Our main file. And inside app component, you have three files, right, guys? app.component.html, app.component.css, app.component.ts, and we'll remove this file we don't require as of now, spec file, which is unnecessarily confusing. We'll remove that. So totally three files are there, right? app.component.css, app.component.html, app.component.ts. Now let me go to app.component.html. This the code is written by the framework, guys. Okay. Now I'll go to congratulations here. This is the code, right, guys? Hello, a title. Hello, comma, Ashok IT. Congratulations, your app is running. I will write one more paragraph, sir. Here. This was added by Ashok IT development team. What I wrote, sir? Inside app.component.html, inside app.component.html, I wrote a paragraph tag here. Praveen, please see. Okay.
Yes, sir. I see that.
Inside app.component.html. Okay. This was added by Ashok IT development team. I saved. You're able to see that, right? This was added by Ashok IT development team. Now, if you see a view source, Can you see here? We cannot see that. Whatever the code I added, this was added by Ashok IT development team. Can you see here? No, right?
No, sir.
I cannot see here. But where I can see here, I go to main.js. This was, now you're able to see? This was added by Ashok IT development team. You saw that in main.js? So what I wrote here, guys, at runtime, all three files, app.com, because I changed the code, right? Inside app.component.html, I added a paragraph tag that is added to main.js. And main.js is executing. That's why whatever the Angular code you are writing, you cannot see in the browser view source. You cannot see that. It will only available in the component, and component is going to transpile, and transpiled file will be main.js. Now I changed in app.component.html, right, sir? You're able to see the change, right? Now I'll go to app.component.ts, guys. I'll go to app.component.ts, sir. I have a title which is Ashok IT, right? I'm changing to Ashok IT development team, Ashok IT Angular team. Sir, I'm changing the title, sir. I'm saving this. It updated, right, sir? Hello, Ashok IT Angular team. You're able to see that?
Yes, sir.
Sir, this was added in HTML, sir. This was added in TypeScript file. You saw two changes, right, guys? This was added in HTML file. This was added in TypeScript file. Sir, today I'm not taking any questions, sir. Okay? If you have any questions, kindly practice, and next class I'll take the questions. Okay? Just I'm updating, guys. I'm not taking any questions. Okay? Control Shift I. Search bar means Control Shift I. That's a shortcut. Okay? Right. Now, what is it actually, sir? I changed the TypeScript file. This is changed. I changed the HTML file. This is changed. And CSS file. Okay? So what I'll do is, I'll change to H2 here. Instead of paratag, I'll change to H2. This was added by Ashok IT development team. In app.component.css, I will add H2 color. H2 color, red color. Where I did, sir? In app.component.css, I added H2 as a red color. It came red color, right? You're able to see red color, right? So now you're able to see, right, sir? If you do any change in app.component.html, app.component.cs, app.component.css. I did 3 changes, sir. Let me repeat, sir. As of now, I did 3 changes. One change is I added a H2 tag. It was reflected. I went to app.component.ts. I changed the title. It was reflected. I went to app.component.css. Reflected. So you mean to say that at runtime, app.component.html, app.component.ts, app.component.css. These 3 will be merge it to main.js, and main.js is executing the code. Will you agree to that statement, guys? Everyone will agree to the statement? Let me repeat, sir. It is important, sir. Very, very important, sir. At runtime, three files: app.component.html, app.component.ts, app.component.css. I changed in 3 files, and it automatically reflected in main.js. When it is reflected in main.js, I can see the page over here. Okay? Is that clear, guys? Everyone so far? This app.component.html, app.component. Okay? But I'll explain. If at all, if I have one more component, how all those things I'll explain. But as of now, our main.ts is loading app component. How a component will be loaded, sir? 3 files. 3 files will be loaded. That is loading this file, and it is loading the page here. So, an interview question is, whenever you say localhost 4200, what happens in the background? Right? By default, when I write some code, Angular code, when I run ngserv, entire code will be transpiled and some JS file will be generated. Whenever we browse HTTP localhost 4200, when I browse HTTP localhost :4200, it is going to generate, or it is going to download index.html, which is a single page from the Angular server, and some JS file will come. And the entry file, whatever the output we saw, that main.js, how main.js is coming? By default, main.js is coming from main.ts. Main.ts, what we write here? We requested to load app component. Bootstrap the app component. What is the meaning of bootstrapping app component? Loading the 3 files: app.component.html, app.component.css, app.component.ts. We changed these 3 entries, and we were able to see the changes are getting reflected. So this is what in the background, how our page is getting displayed over here. Okay? In the next class, what is my next intention is, what is this app root, sir? Where this is referred, where I wrote app root, and what is the purpose of main.js? Because we saw some files, right, guys? What are the files here? Main.js, polyfills.js. What is these files? And some more introduction I'm going to focus, so that you'll have a complete idea about Angular page. Then we'll go into the components creation. That is what I'm covering things here. So if anything is, you have a question, I'm going to share these 3 files, guys. App.component.html, app.component, these 3 files I'm sharing. Okay? And if you have any questions, I will take in the Monday. I request everyone, please join sharp 8 o'clock. I'm going to take sharp 1 hour, guys. Okay? Please maintain that and have a happy weekend. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Havel. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.